Let's see you over there. How are you?
I'm fine, Angel. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. Are you, is he not taking care of the money thing? I want to watch him and then
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go because I have to go feed
Okay,
him.
I just want to keep him a little bit away
I know. Oh, you want to
so he can pay attention to her.
Sweetie, hi. Okay, so have I helped you before?
No, you have
Okay,
not.
great. Okay, so who's this sweetie pie?
This is Diamond GQ.
Okay, and do you call Diamond or G or Q or?
I call him lots of things. I call him Little Monkey, GG, mostly
Okay.
GQ though.
Okay, GQ. Okay. All right, and how old is he, she?
Maybe 18,
Okay. Okay, and how long have you had him?
since I believe 2004.
Okay. Okay, so he's like, why about the monkey? Is it because he bounces around like a monkey? Because be careful what you wish for. So that's why I was asking about that. Okay, all right. Yeah, I always say to people when I lecture as a clinician, no jet bolt, Diablo. You know.
Right, right.
Hey, hey. Okay. Well, he said he was kind of rescued too. He felt like you rescued him. Mm-hmm. And he said we weren't supposed to get together, but someone definitely sent him to you. Mm-hmm. You're all right. He's a couple of things. He said that he had a really bad head trauma to the top of his head. And really whacked himself badly, so he thought that was going to be a problem. And he said, ever since then, I have never really thought like other horses do, if that makes sense. It's like almost like a learning disability kind of thing. So, and do you want me to hold them so you don't drop your iPad?
Sure.
I don't want you to worry about that. Okay, so he's thanking you for being patient. He's another one. And he goes, isn't she hot? He's like, she's really cute. And I said, okay. So he's very appreciative of you being patient. Like you have a routine that you do with him about like I take you here and I do this here and all those little things he absolutely needs. Because he said, I've had moments, and I don't know if this has been with you, where he's just gone flying back like 90 miles an hour and just freaked out. So has that ever been a situation that you had with him?
Not totally flying back, but he does have moments, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they used to be a lot worse.
Yes.
And now it's like somewhat managed. So he's kind
Yes.
of like a person that has, post-traumatic stress kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he said twice he was like heading down the road because people just didn't know what to do with him. And he said, and I started getting angry and aggravated at people. Like he said he was striking at people and stuff because it was just like all this commotion. I mean, most animals never want to be out of balance like people. So he said, I thought I was going to die twice. So he thinks he's on borrowed time with you. And now, as I was saying to Stacy, who was here, I went to her house earlier, he's trying to be a better partner with you now, too. So he said once he got here, he felt like you have support. So did you always have him here, or did you have him someplace else?
I met him here.
Okay.
Yes.
Because he said at least once he finally got on this property, he thought, okay, I'm not the only round peg in a square hole. There's a couple other ones here, too. And I said, are you talking about people or animals? He's like, a little bit of both, but that's okay. So I said, all right. So there's a comfort level in being supportive, so that's a big thing. So he is a little worried he might be separated from you now, though. Is that a real possibility?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Not at all.
Okay, all right, because he's just like, thank you, Jesus. So, okay. All right, so...
It's on the table over there.
Because he kind of feels, it's almost like you had just rescued him yesterday, and here you've had him all this time. So he has moments where he really forgets what's happening, and it really helps when you say to him, just walk on, or, and he said there's a chestnut horse that he really leans on. So who's that? Is that someone that you go out with?
Chestnut?
Yeah.
Unless he's
Chestnut is
colorblind. He goes out with a Palomino.
Okay, well, he said he had in his life at one point a chestnut he used to lean on. Okay, so it's not this Palomino over here you're talking about? Okay. Well, he said this one does it grudgingly. He's not happy about it. Because he's like, you again? So he said, and I do like this horse, but the chestnut horse, whoever it was, and I think it was right after he had this whole trauma, was like, oh, I'll be your uncle kind of thing. And he said, because I like to tailgate. And he said, other horses don't like me tailgating. So he said that's where he got into trouble. Okay. So he does have a brain. It's in there. He's just had a really bad trauma, and you have to be careful about how do you tie him up, how do you ask him to stand still, that kind of thing. And he said he wants to get better about you getting on and going to the gate and opening and closing the gate. Do you try to do those little exercises like that with him and stuff? That's important to him. He kind of needs that. So, okay. Then when I asked him about his equipment, he doesn't have a lot of comments about it. Like, well, it's because he's like, it's a saddle. It's okay. So at least it's not bugging him. And I said, okay. At one point, somebody wanted to have a bucking strap on him. He's like, that ain't happening. A second cinch. He doesn't like having a back cinch. So I said, okay. And as far as the bridle and all that other kind of stuff, he's like, again, it's kind of up to you. So Okay, so that's what he starts off with. So what kind of things can I ask him for you? What would you? Oh, good. I love people that are prepared here. Oh my goodness.
I
Okay.
think you can read it.
Yeah. No. Okay. Oh, golly. Wow. Okay. Okay. So as I was showing her about Willis, this is your digestion point,
Uh-huh.
and he's a little uncomfortable. It's not too bad. He actually feels like he colics back here too.
Uh-huh.
So, all right. And I had a horse that used to do it like once a month before I moved him. So, his acid is okay. It feels like it's coming more back here. So has it been more gas colic when your vets come out and stuff?
I think so. He's had some impactions. He's been to Horsey Hospital twice
Oh,
in
wow.
a past year and a half.
Wow.
And one of them, they couldn't give me anything. They scoped him. They x-rayed
good. I'm
him.
glad they did all that. Okay.
Yeah. He has no stones. He
He's
has
got
nothing.
a lot of adhesions though, so that's there. At one point,
What
he
are
said there was some guy
adhesions?
that kind of adhesions is like scar tissue. In
Scar
the
tissue.
intestine.
Okay.
And so it's like having runs in your stocking kind of thing.
Yes.
So did they suggest like aloe vera juice or
No,
anything
they
like
didn't.
that? Okay. I'm not a vet. I was a vet
Right,
for
no,
3
no.
years, just so that you know. But I've done that for my horse, where you can get 100% aloe vera juice from the health food store and give him 1 bucket of his regular water.
Yes.
And 1 bucket with the aloe vera juice in it,
Yes.
a splash, and he'll probably drink that first.
Yes.
That's very soothing. And then any of the, herbal preparations for digestion might be really helpful that have like comfrey and chamomile, things like that in them. Because he's not under stress to have this colic. I mean, if he said
Correct.
to me, "There's a neighbor I don't get along with," or "I don't like you," or something, but it seems like it is cyclical. So, and then the other place I want to be careful with him is also his right kidney. And when their kidney gets really sluggish, that will create some congestion. So that's not a good thing. Okay, sorry about that. Does he do that often?
No, not at all.
Okay, so see, he's passing gas too. So that's an acupressure point.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so is he on any kind of vitamin C? Because we want to do something
No.
for his kidneys. Okay.
He
Even though we live
gets,
normally in sunny California.
he gets senior feed and Forco and
Okay,
MSM.
good. Okay, so you're doing the Forco for
And a
digestion.
salt.
Good. Okay. Okay, so the old model is, because we only need to do that, give them a lot of extra salt in their food, or does he have a salt lick?
In his supplement, and he has a salt lick.
Okay, okay. Is it a Himalayan salt lick? Like
It's
one
a
of
white
those-
one.
Okay, that's like the old cow ones.
Right.
So you could try maybe getting him a Himalayan salt lick.
Yes, mhm.
And then I would get a powdered electrolyte powder, even though now we're not really having any kind of heat, but some horses don't drink enough water all year long.
Right.
And they get that congestion. So think of this as your oil filter,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not cleansing stuff out. He shouldn't have coughed, that's congestion.
Right, and he
it'll
does
make
not
them
do that.
It'll make them tender-footed too. They'll come out and be like, ow, my feet hurt, because they haven't pumped all that blood up to their kidneys again.
Mm.
So the electrolyte should help that. And when this is sluggish, it slows down the conveyor belts.
Yes.
Like they all kind
Yes.
of go along together. And it's hard to remember there's 100 feet of intestine in there. It's
Right.
kind of freaky, but it is. So, okay. So when you decided to bring him into your life, what were your hopes and dreams with him? What did you want? Just trail ride or compete
Yeah.
with him or
No,
something?
kick around, be safe, have fun, do nothing.
Okay, all right. Aches and pains, a little grumpy. I would say some of the grumpiness is coming from here, believe it or not, because their kidneys take a while to kind of turn on.
Mm-hmm.
And when we say a horse has a cold back, it's fear, as I was saying to
Right.
the other gal kind of thing, which he doesn't have fear now. Definitely happy with you. Check that box. What does he want you to know? Okay. What was his life before? He said really not very happy. What did he do before? He said some guy wanted to do mounted shooting off of him. He's like, that ain't happening. I said, okay. He feels like he's kind of like Midwest born. When, end of May, question mark, they don't kind of know. But yeah, I would say Morab. I think that's close to a breed because his mom looked very Morgan. Favorite things to do, he goes, be normal. I want to be normal. Be normal. I said, okay. He does like trail riding. And then, do you guys, like, I know you have some obstacles, but do you ever have a big ball that they can push around? He goes, I'd like to do that. So maybe you guys can all chip in and get one of those big
He
Equispirit
is
balls.
mesmerized by
Yeah.
one. We were playing with one a couple years
I think
ago,
he'd
and
really like
he
that.
took right to it.
Yeah, I think that would be fun. Lived before. He was kind of turned out with other horses, and he said some of them weren't very nice to him. Weaned properly, no. He said he was ripped away from his mom, and that was really hard for him. Okay, buck me off that day. What day was it? How soon?
It was the first cold day of the winter, and
Of this winter?
yeah.
Okay.
And he's never acted like. I mean, he bucks and plays before, but I mean, it was his mission to get me off that day, and he's not a horse like that.
Right. No, I think he's had a low-grade infection in his kidney, so that would be something that if it ever came up again, have your vet pull some blood, check on it, see what's going on, because I would have to say this is primary, and then this becomes secondary, your colic issues. So, I mean, I never give them permission for bad behavior, but obviously it was something that he wasn't, and it was nothing that you didn't do right or wrong. So yeah, equipment feels good. No issues about that. What's up with his tail fetish? He eats tails, you mean?
Oh, he loves to suck on tails. He
Oh,
goes
I
after
think
every.
that's
He
some of
doesn't
that-
bite them off, but he just goes after them.
I think that's some of that weaning thing.
That's what I was
So,
thinking
yeah.
too.
Okay, does he stop when you're out walking? Okay, so I've been an old horse show groom, used to do hunter jumpers, trail rider all my life. Now I do natural horsemanship. If they stop for a minute, that's when you go, oh good, because maybe they're hearing something or seeing something. And hopefully you're going out with other people that will support you. Because he said he's listening to stuff. And I'd rather have him do that than not listen and get scared and take off.
Right.
So anytime he stops for a minute, just say, thanks so much. What are you looking at? Okay, are we okay? Smile and see if you can get him to go forward. And
Okay.
I think that's what you're already doing.
Yeah.
So, absolutely.
And he's just kind of leisurely stopping. It's not like he's protest stopping.
Yeah, but he said, I'm checking on things, and that's
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
And for a while, you have to kind of give him the benefit of the doubt, even though you've had him all this time.
Right.
If he's saying to you, because every day you have to deal with the horse that shows up. Some of them are incredibly consistent. I would put Willis in that category now because he's a schoolmaster horse. But most of them, you don't know what's going on with them.
Right.
And even though we've had them all this time, they still have opinions and questions about things. So, and it'd be different if he's like, oh, I'm stopping and I'm diving for food. But no, he's like, what's happening? I'm checking on things. I'd be like, thanks for that.
Okay.
Because they can feel through their feet and he can hear things. So if he's worried about something and wants to be a partner, I'd let him do it for a moment.
Okay.
I'm just waiting to say, now I need you to move on. So at least he doesn't have major headaches anymore. But he's had some trauma and drama, that's for sure. And was also very afraid about being in a trailer. Like, are they going to take me away from a place? That kind of thing worried him and all that kind of stuff. So he's had his issues. So, okay, so the rest of them seems okay, but let's watch this kidney and see what's going on there and maybe do some electrolytes, and hopefully then you'll get the energy that you can work with because he's feeling better. So, what a good boy. And Mom's not going to call you monkey anymore because monkeys jump around. Horses don't jump around. He says, okay, if that's what you say.
It's because he's like a little 2-year-old, a pesky 2-year-old.
Yeah,
he goes
well,
and
it's okay to
pokes
play
people and
outside.
runs.
Yeah, that's okay. It's okay to go out and play
my-
and be a monkey that way, but not
my
when
little
Mom's on
monkey.
your back. So he says, okay. So what a good
Okay, no
boy.
more monkey.
Yeah. He's a sweet boy, though. All right, big boy. Handsome man. Yeah. Okay, I think we got them all.
Yep.
All right.
That's something else in there.
Okay, no worries.
Perfect.
Okay. What a good
Thanks,
boy
Lydia.
you are. See, he goes, I like being on display. This is kind of interesting. Everybody's looking at me and stuff. You're a good boy. You're a sweetheart.
He is a ham. He loves attention.
Yeah, it's okay to play. Play
Yeah.
is good.
Okay,
As long as it's the appropriate time.
let's go back home.
All right, big
Come on,
guy.
baby.
There you go. Okay. The big horse over here?
Good job. Good job, Mr. Man.